Hi friends, welcome to Aishusdiy. Today we will learn a project with um, macrame cord and some beads from Sam's bead box subscription. So this is a bracelet project and it's a macrame project. So two things, and we need to get started. You can substitute this. These are from Sam's bead box subscription for the month of July. This is my first month subscription, but you can substitute this with any beads you have in your stash. It doesn't have to be this beads. The beads that you can use can be any one of them. So for this we need tools like the wire cutters, the needle nose pliers, and we need scissors and tweezer nose pliers, needle nose or tweezer nose pliers, and then nylon jaw pliers to straighten our wire, and then round nose pliers, of course. These are the tools that we need, and then we'll go ahead and get started. We are going to make a pendant kind of a thing with some beads. I have come up with a pattern. So here I have some daisy beads. These daisy beads are not in the subscription box, guys. This is from my own stash, or you can use this bead if you want. I mean, the metallic beads are from my own stash. So the pattern that I came up with involves this bead that I have left from the last project, and then a Hawaiian flower. So first I would add this bead. So we need forgot to mention, we need 20 gauge wire, and then we need some macrame cord. I have here 0.8 millimeter macrame cord, and this I bought from Michael's. It comes in a spool like this. Also, this is from BB Craft, so you can use any one you want, whichever fits in your beads is all important. Then 20 gauge wire, and then a lighter, of course, to burn the ends of the cord, because I'm using Chinese knotting cord. For some reason I have a hurt over here. My thumb is hurting over here. Sorry about that. I'm not able to hold stuff properly. So here we go. One of this bead and a daisy bead, and then I'm gonna use the sea glass bead. I really love this bead a lot. It's very pretty in my opinion. And then our Hawaiian flower. Some flower is a little bit hard to get it in, so try whichever one works for you. There we go. So this is a pattern I'm thinking. There is also a pattern I'm thinking to include this inside, and then the flower. Maybe that will look even prettier. What do you say? One more here, but the focus is gone out of the sea foam bead, which I don't want to. I really like those, so I would just continue with this. And I was thinking a lot about this. I don't know why, for some reason. First I thought I'll do a bead stringing project. I like to work with the spool, so I have it in the spool. Now I have about 1.5 inches, I guess. So I keep this like this, bend my wire, reposition my pliers, okay, then bring it around just like so. We don't want awfully a big loop, but a decent sized loop, that's good enough. So you can also use 20 gauge wire for this, or a thinner gauge I wouldn't recommend, but 20 gauge you can if your beads have a big enough hole. So that much is enough for me. So I'll go ahead and snip my wire off, then tuck the tail if there is one, then get all my beads down here. Okay, and now I'll hold my round nose plier right after the beads, bend it at 90 degree, reposition my pliers and bring it all the way around, just like that. Then we have our loop. As I said, we don't want it awfully big nor awfully long. So there we go, 1 and 2. That's good enough. Now I'll go ahead and snip the excess wire. See, I don't waste any wire this way if I'm working in the spool. If you want to cut, you can cut about 7 to 8 inches and then work. I think 8 inches should be good. So I'm just going to hold this and make the loop same side, and that's good enough. Now our center portion is ready. So for the macrame part, so I have here a lot of beads, but these won't fit in the macrame cord twice, which I want it to fit, but it won't. And you can use your macrame board, or you can use a pillow, or you can use a clipboard, whichever you have available, you can use that. I will start and then we can decide. So we need to cut macrame cords, 4 cords, and 2 about 12 inches the ruler we need, 2 about a foot or 12 inches long. Okay, there we go. And I went ahead and cut myself. I did with navy blue. So 2 12-inch length piece, and then 2 24-inch length piece, so the double the amount. This is for knotting. So I went ahead and burnt the ends already so that it's easy for me to put my beads in it. So that's my 2 lengths of 2 feet cord. And then what we need is I will attach this to the pendant, bracelet pendant here. I put the 2 cords inside and then make a loop here, then pull it. This is a lark side knot, as you guys already know. So make sure these 2 are of the same length. Okay, I attached it at one end. The other end is, take the 2 cords, okay, put it through. So you need to make sure both the sides are similarly. So you can see 2 cords coming and there is like a knot, like a scarf around it. So the same way I'll put the cords in here, 2 cords, and then go through this. Okay, now I'll hold these 2 ends together and then pull it tight. So that's a lark side knot in macrame. So I have all the basic knots explained in one of the video in my channel. I'll link it down in the description box below for you guys. So there we go. And then what you're going to do is we are going to add the beads that we want on the side. I tried this. I thought this would look really cool, but unfortunately it doesn't go through both. So I have here my daisy spacers, and I'll get my macrame board. So I went ahead and attached my one end of the cord to the macrame board, and I added 6 daisy spacers in here. So that's all I need. So what I'm going to do is I have to secure this end also somehow to the board. So just putting one pin, taking another one. These pins are small, so I can't do both. actually what I can do is I can go ahead and move this a little bit down so that I can have this here in the end of my macrame board. Let me see if this works. Yeah, it will work. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 2 feet cord, one of my 2 feet cord, and I'm going to put underneath the 2 cords over here. I'm going to do square knots, and as I said, if you don't know how to do macrame square knots, you can go ahead and watch the video in my channel about basic knots, macrame knots. So I have 2 cords and that's the center. Now what I do is I make my Q, and I take this cord and put it on top and then go underneath, go into the loop that we created and pull through. When I'm pulling through, I'm gonna hold these 2 cords together, and then I'm gonna pull through that, so that's a little bit even on both sides. So that's our Q, and then our P, just like that. Take this cord on top, put it underneath, and then pull through. So I want all the daisies to be down here. I want to add it later. So that is one knot. So 1 square knot includes 1 Q and 1 P, and then I go underneath and then pull through. So do the same. That's 2 square knots. I'm gonna do 3 square knots, and then I'm gonna do daisy. That is 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 more I need to do. Actually, yes, I'll do 1 more. So I calculate the bridge on the side, and that's how I calculate 2 knots, as you can see here closer. So the bridges, it's over there a little bit, but I don't calculate that. I calculate 3 here, 3 here, and I'm done. So this is how I calculate, but if you want it other ways, you can do it. Then I push 2 daisies on top. Now I have to do a P. So I go here, I go there, I go underneath, and then I pull through. Now a Q to secure that. And then what I do is I push, I have to do more Q's and P's, 3 more, and then pull up 2 daisies and do it on top. So I just push the daisies on top and do the macrame as if I don't mind the beads over there. That's how it gets captured in between the knot. So if you have something to actually raise the space, then you will have sufficient space to go through and come through, but I'm okay with this. You can do different knots here. You can do locks and knots or whichever knots you feel comfortable with. And now I have 3 here and 3 here. Now I'm ready to move my 2 daisies up there, and then I have to do my cube. So I'll continue doing this and I'll come back. Hi friends, welcome back. I went ahead and did macrame on both the ends, as you can see right now. So now I'm going to remove the pins, and then we still have one more small piece, like about 9 inches or so is what all I'm having, and for the sliding knot, and make sure it's positioned properly, and leave the cords which doesn't have any. And first of all, measure your bracelet. So here we go. From this point to this point I have about, say, 6 3/4 of an inch, and I'll go ahead and put it around my wrist. I just slightly bend this. So here we go. So make sure the knots are right over there. Okay, and then put it on top of your wrist, and then just kind of bend it like it's slightly so, and then if you think about it, I have a very little space, so I don't need a lot. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the knotting, the cord that we knotted, and I'm going to take the center 2 cords, okay, and then overlap them, so we can finish this off so that this is out of the way. So all you need to do is just snip it off, leaving a little bit right there on both the ends. Take your lighter, and then burn it, and then stick it. It's not burnt yet completely. Okay, there we go. Actually I burnt it more, so it just there we go. And do the same this end too. Make sure that you don't burn the center cord or any other cords. See how it comes off. Just melt it and stick it. So it's still not melted. There we go. So now we have just these things, these cords to worry about. So making sure that these cords are overlapped right here. And then we are going to do our sliding knot. So I'm just going to put my 9-inch thread underneath, and then I'm going to do a Q, put it under all 4 cords. Okay, and then hold these together and pull the knot. There we go. Now you can go ahead and secure your cord with some pins if you want to. Just one is also enough. And now I'm going to do the B. Now you can put it on the knot. Then a Q. I don't need a lot, so I'm just going to put some knots, like just a little bit is enough, because my bracelet is already 6 3/4 of an inch. Make sure all 4 cords is nice and included in that. So here we go. This much is good enough for me for my sliding knot, and I would take it, then check whether my knots are sliding. So there we go, holding these 2 cords, and I'm gonna see, yes, sliding nicely. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to take this cord that we knotted, okay, turn it around, which side is back side. I think this is the back side. So I'm going to take this and go ahead and tie an overhand knot with these 2 cords, and then I'm gonna snip it off. I am gonna snip off and then burn this edge. While what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take this and put some beads in it, in these 4 cords. Put it inside, tie a knot, just an overhand knot at the end so that the beads don't fall, and then we are going to melt the ends as well. Okay, just like so. Then take the next one, add a bead. You can add any bead you want. if you want, you can push it with the needle or something like that, just to get it through. I'm trying my level best to get it through. Just a little bit more. But for some reason it's not going. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to burn the ends one more and then get these things through. Let's see if this one goes through. Yep, that one is a breeze. Some are like really easy, some are like crazy. I don't know why. All the cords are the same length, but still it does it. And go ahead and do that. So here is how I added the bead. Then I'm going to snip off a little bit right here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to melt the ends. There we go. So ours is ready now. The bracelet is pretty much ready. Actually, nice and ready. And I did go ahead and melted this too. So if I want to wear it, I would wear it like that. And then tighten it off. I like this. It's pretty nice. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos every day. It comes around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And leave some comment below. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.